Men, are we turning into women? Welcome back to another episode of Midlife Playbook. I'm Matt, as always, here with my man Naeem.
What's up?
What's up, man? Let's,
How you doing?
let's
How you
get it
doing?
going.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers it up.
Naeem, are we becoming women?
Not me, not you.
No, absolutely not.
No. But you know, I was doing some research. I was looking at this term called modern masculinity.
What does that even mean?
I don't even know because you're either masculine or you're not. What is
Right.
what is previous
Either a
masculinity
dude or a
versus
chick, right?
right?
Or is that just us being
Wait.
older and thinking about it that way?
I think it is, and I think it's us being a little too masculine according to all
Oh.
this. Let's go to what the definition
Let's get it.
of modern masculinity.
Let's get it.
Modern masculinity is a more evolved and balanced approach to being a man in today's world. It blends traditional masculine traits like strength, leadership, and responsibility with emotional intelligence, vulnerability, and adaptability.
Well, that clears it right up.
Yep.
I understand. Show's over.
I
We're
think
good.
that's bullshit.
You guys are welcome.
Are you a modern man or are you an archaic man?
gosh. I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know. That is so. I've heard that term. I also hear the toxic masculinity, which I don't, so since we're looking up definitions,
Yeah. What is that?
toxic masculinity refers to a harmful and exaggerated version of traditional masculine traits like suppressing emotions, prioritizing aggression, and rejecting anything considered feminine, which can negatively impact men themselves and those around them due to social pressures to conform to those stereotypes.
That's my kind of guy.
There we are. So we're apparently toxic.
I've been called toxic once in my life, and I was like, "Are you serious? Toxic?"
You hear toxic, and you think bad.
Everyone's throwing this toxic term around
Like it's bad.
Yeah. Let's discuss today's man, though.
Yes.
Right? You've got
Well, hold on
these-
now. I think it's very different from guys that are our age.
Yep.
And 20-year-old men, 25-year-old men, 30-year-old men.
Okay, yeah. We'll let's more stick around the 30-year-old
Okay.
range because
Yep, I agree.
20s, you're still kids, you're still figuring yourself out. But
Right. No, I agree.
I think there's a very let me tiptoe.
Don't tiptoe. Just jump
But, there-
in.
but there's a very feminine aspect of men nowadays that I think we need to get back to just being men and
Right.
and having our men roles.
Yeah.
As like the definition said, like leaders,
Right.
assertiveness.
Right.
What else you want to throw in there?
Well, I think part of doing that, unfortunately, comes with something that we had talked about on one of our earlier episodes is, men just kind of swallowing emotions and not talking about stuff. And they put on this hard exterior.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that leads to this toxic masculinity, if you will,
Which I
which is
agree
also
with. I
part
agree
of
with.
leadership and all that other stuff is taking the emotion out of it.
Right. And
So-
and let me that's not my kind of guy. The toxic guy is not my guy. Let me just back up and clarify for everybody. I
He's
am not that
toxic.
guy.
He's totally toxic.
That reminds
He's
me of that Britney
Wearing
Spears
a
song.
Bills
Toxic.
shirt. It's toxic.
Always. I'm gonna wear this until the season has ended.
Oh, gosh.
I might even wear it in the summer.
See what I got to sit next to
Yeah.
forever.
What do you look?
I'm looking. I don't know.
Look at me.
Sorry.
But no, I mean, really, I think I think men today, some are scared to be vulnerable.
Yeah,
And
sure.
You need to be
100%.
especially with
That's
your
men in
partner.
general.
Yeah.
Are scared to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
It gets weaponized a lot against us.
It does, especially when you're guys being guys at the bar, we're
Right.
hanging out and this
Right.
and that. Unless it's your really close friends that you confide in,
Right.
and you really can be vulnerable with,
Right.
But if you're hanging around with a bunch of meatheads,
You can't.
you better remove that vulnerability
Which-
out of it. They're gonna trample you.
Yeah. Because if you find that dude you can be vulnerable with, that is a great thing.
It is a phenomenal thing.
Because you can talk about stuff.
Absolutely. Because we got to get shit off our shit. Man,
Yep.
we, as men, we bear a huge burden. I'm not
Yep.
taking anything away from women.
No.
Women have a tremendous
Yeah.
responsibility,
But we do too.
but we do too.
Yeah. And I think that, that the vulnerability we have shared with each other, and that's kind of how this whole podcast started. Remember,
That's exactly how it started.
we had that conversation at Top Golf, and it evolved into where we're at now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it might help people out to understand how this evolved as far as we were vulnerable with each other, because
Right.
you have a tough time this time of year,
Oh yeah, I do.
as do I.
I do. Seasonal depression for me is a real thing.
It's a real thing, and it's a heavy thing.
Mm-hmm. It can be. And this podcast we're doing has helped tremendously, right? Just talking about stuff.
Yeah. We just
So the
It's-
point of that is finding somebody to have these conversations with.
right. Because what would you do if we weren't doing this podcast right now
Right.
at what is it? 7:10 at night.
Right.
What would you be doing right
I'd
now?
be at home sitting on my ass watching TV.
Same thing. Sitting
That's
on your ass watching TV,
Yep.
scrolling on Facebook,
Yep,
or
probably.
just, going into just
Just
a deeper depression.
right. Just an awake coma. You're
Yeah.
just like going through the motions. You don't even really know what you're doing. You're just there, existing.
Wondering when the next time the sun is going to show
Right.
its face in Cincinnati.
Right.
And but we're here.
We're here.
This is why, and that's why I say, the vulnerability aspect is huge, because if you can find that guy, you can pull yourself out of that
Oh
place.
yeah, real quick.
Yeah. And
So
there's
the modern masculinity, I think a lot of that is the vulnerability, and some men are getting into their feelings a little more, so to speak.
Mhm.
Right? Is it always good? It's hard to say, right? Because
Yeah.
part of being a man is also being the protector and the, being a man, and it's
Right.
hard to do if you're in your feelings all the time.
Yeah, it's
I'm
one
not
thing
saying
for
you
me-
shouldn't be,
right.
but it is hard to do.
And it's one thing for me to come to you and say, Matt, listen, dude, winter is killing me, man. Is
Yeah.
there anything we can figure
Right.
out that we can do? Versus me coming to you and be like, Matt,
Yeah.
my day at work was
Okay, I'm
so
going to need you to stop. right now.
tough.
Just stop.
Can- But what if I did that? What if I did that to you? What if I called you and I was like, oh, Matt,
I'd probably like hang up or my phone
My-
battery died.
my boss
Conveniently.
yelled at me today.
I'm going through a tunnel. Can't hear you.
Right. Ah, gosh. And then what do I do?
Right. So we joke about it, but that's a real thing, right? So is
It
the guy is the dude going to want to listen to you?
Yeah.
Right.
And how do you handle those situations?
Right.
Let's say your boss does come down on you. Your
Right.
boss yells at you. You really messed up at work.
Yeah.
And now you're just like, oh gosh, how do I pull myself out of this?
Mm-hmm.
As I think when it comes to the modern man, you've got to dig in deeper.
Yeah.
You've got to just say, listen, I fucked up.
Right. Got to own it.
I'm going to own my mistake.
Right. That's
But
hard
guess
to
what?
do.
And it's
That
not
is
going to happen
really
again.
hard to do.
That's another thing.
Really hard to do.
Oh my gosh. Can we talk about the word accountability?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Because
Yes.
a lot of people today do not have accountability.
Accountability.
They want to just push stuff off on people.
I know. And I am guilty of that, where I don't
Mhm.
hold myself accountable, even when I know I'm in the wrong.
Yeah.
I've definitely been the like deflecting and want to change and make it somebody else's fault. I've
Mm.
done it.
Have you?
Yeah. I mean, I've there's definitely been times when I haven't held myself accountable when I know I should.
Yeah. And
And it's something I'm working on to be better at.
I think we all have, but in the
Yeah.
years that I've known you, I've never known you to do
It's
that with
better
me
now.
or with.
No, it's
With-
better now. It's better now since in the years since we've known each other, and even in the last couple of years.
Mhm.
I've gotten a lot better with it. But yeah, accountability is that's a big one.
That's a huge one. I mean, we
Think of-
could do 3 episodes on accountability,
I mean,
because
think-
I know people in my life that take zero accountability. No one in my household.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all
Right.
really good about that.
They'll take
We both
zero.
guys do it, but man, I've had things happen to me where I'm like, are you serious right now?
Right.
Like you're just
Right.
going to push this off on
Somebody else.
somebody else, or you read some Instagram post about self-care.
So
And-
are we still talking about modern masculinity
I
and toxic masculinity?
don't know, but I know what we can talk about.
What's that?
chivalry?
Oh boy.
Is it-
boy.
Is it dead?
I think it's probably wounded, probably injured,
It's injured?
bleeding out.
If it is dead, I tell you what.
Oh,
Women
don't do it.
can-
Oh no. Don't. Oh boy. Well, looks
You
like
stopped-
we're
no,
sleeping
you-
in the
no,
garage.
You stopped me from saying it. You stopped me from saying it. I won't say
Yeah,
it.
we're sleeping in the garage tonight.
No.
I'm guilty by association.
But no, chivalry. I tell you what, man, chivalry. I think you know, I we haven't looked up the definition of chivalry.
Right.
Is that something that men do that's towards women, or is chivalry something that can be done men towards men, or just men to, or just anyone towards anyone? Because today I'll tell you something that happened. My mom raised me at a point. You got the definition?
I do. So
Let's see it.
chivalry, according to the AI overview, is a set of values and behaviors that were expected of knights in the medieval period. It is also used to describe polite and honorable behavior, especially by men towards women.
Okay. So I'd like to extrapolate a little piece of that and just
That's
say,
a big word.
you like
Extrapolate?
that?
I think you used it right,
Bro,
too.
using $1 million words. Look at me. Look at
man.
me.
Look at him. $1 million smile, $1 million words.
I might do a little dance. But so, the honorable, I don't remember what you said, but the honorable act towards.
Honorable act towards women from men, polite and respectful behavior, particularly by men towards women.
Let's just take a look at polite and respectful behavior.
Right.
That is something that is missing from our society.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when I was growing up, my mom, she would wait at a door. If we were walking into, let's say, a shopping mall, she would wait at a door until I opened it for her.
Yeah.
She wouldn't let my dad open it because my dad
Right.
already was a chivalrous man.
But she's
He was trying
teaching
to
you.
teaching me.
And that's from a woman teaching you.
That's a woman teaching me.
Okay.
And so I've imposed those same teachings on to my sons.
Right.
And even when you're not talking about a man towards a woman, I think it's just polite to hold the door for people. I was coming
Right.
out of somewhere today. I don't want to say because people don't think I eat here, but I do. I went to breakfast at the Waffle House.
Oh,
I
boy.
enjoy the Waffle House.
Get after
I
it.
really do.
Smothered, covered, flipped, smacked, flapped, all the things. Flapped? Did I
Just-
say flap?
Yeah, you did. That's not one of the things. I don't
Yeah.
even know what any of that means anyway, but it was
It's the
it was
toppings.
chunked.
It was the toppings.
I got the hash browns chunked.
Yeah. It's like smashed, covered, flipped, tossed,
Smothered, covered,
covered. Yeah, you get the
something
idea.
and chunked.
A lot
yeah.
of stuff.
So I was leaving and I saw a man and his girlfriend walking in.
Yeah.
And what did I do?
Open the door.
I sat there and I held the door for them.
For both of them.
This MFer,
Mm.
the guy, number one, walks in the door in front of his girlfriend.
Oh, boy.
Doesn't even put his hand out to hold the door
Just
that
walks
I'm
on
holding
in.
for him.
Right.
He's like, oh, yeah, thanks, man. And then his
Yeah.
girl walks in, doesn't reach out to hold the door or anything.
Nothing.
I mean, that's just common courtesy.
You
but
were the
But
doorman.
that's a chivalrous thing. I was a doorman. They
Yeah.
treated me like a doorman.
Yeah.
And as
That's
I
bad.
let the door slam, I was like, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks, pal.
I mean, it's just common things like that. But, a lot of these chivalrous things are lost on people. Like, did you know that whenever you're out to dinner at a restaurant and you're
Mhm.
sitting there with your wife or your girlfriend,
Yeah.
or a female of any kind,
Yeah.
when they stand up to leave the table,
Yeah.
you're supposed to stand up too.
Yeah. I never do.
You did know that.
I did know that,
I
but I don't do it.
I don't do it either. But but that's an old school.
Right.
That's really old school.
Well, do you know the rule about when you and your wife are walking, and let's say you're walking on the sidewalk?
One of my pet peeves.
Do you
I
know the
love
rule?
this.
What is it?
You never let her walk on the traffic side of the street.
Right.
Oh my
Correct.
gosh. We were on vacation and we were sitting on a patio and we were right on the street. And I was literally taking pictures of it was 90% of the couples. The woman was walking on the traffic side of the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
And Alicia's like, why are you getting so worked up about it? Why are you getting so
Right.
worked? I'm like, because it's horrible.
Right.
If the car jumps the curb, I'm supposed to die.
Right. Not you.
Not you.
And I'll even take this a little step further. Remember a couple episodes we were talking about the new dating world and going Dutch on dates.
Right.
So does that whole concept and idea kill chivalry? Because
Well,
now women are independent. They don't need no man.
right.
Right.
Women are independent until they
Until they got to
don't
take
want to be.
until they got to take the garbage out. Or
Sorry,
garbage disposal goes out.
Right.
But you get the idea.
Let's not dig this hole.
We're not going to. That's why I'm trying to move on. Naeem. Don't bring any more attention to it. Okay. We're not talking about our wives.
No. My wife has changed a toilet.
Really?
Yeah. Before,
Okay.
but right before I met her,
Okay.
in her house that she
Yeah.
owned on her own,
Yeah.
she renovated a bathroom
Okay.
and she ripped out a toilet, put a new one in, all by herself.
My
This
wife
woman
had done
changes
some stuff.
faucets.
My
Yeah.
my wife had done some stuff before I met her too around her house.
We've got pretty impressive wives.
Yeah, they did some
That-
stuff and then
yeah.
forgot how to do everything when they married us.
No, man. We
No?
were just getting out of the hole, and
We're
you
back
just
in it.
jumped right
I
back
don't
in
want
it.
to. You put us in the hole
We-
earlier. We were already sleeping in the garage.
No, but we worked our way out.
I don't think it works that way.
I don't want to sleep in your garage. Damn
But
spring is
But
broken.
the point is that idea of the independent woman kills chivalry. Do some women find it offensive or degrading if you try to open the door for them?
100%.
So what do? So you're a guy, you're 30, you're in the dating world, and you go from dating one woman that wants you to do all that to another one that doesn't. How do you even differentiate? Did I say that right?
Almost.
Introvert? Yep.
Nope. Differentiate.
Differentiate.
There you go.
That's why Naeem's on the show.
I'm the grammar guy.
He's the grammar police. No, but you get the point. Like, how do you know?
I do because
You can't have the conversation. Like, you want me to open the door for you?
No, you can't. But in those situations that I have been in the past, and sometimes, my wife, very independent woman, she still tries to open doors on her own. And it's a joke. I like slap her hand. I'm like, don't you dare.
So do you open the door
your
for her all the time?
Just about.
Mm.
Whenever we're
I'm a
walking
jerk.
into an establishment.
Sorry.
Now, hold on.
Sorry.
But here's the thing. You've got to establish that boundary, though. You've got to let her know, like, listen, I don't want you opening doors.
Yeah.
I don't always open the car door.
Right.
If it's cold out, just get in.
Right.
I warm the car up. Just get in. But
yeah, I don't do that nearly as much as I used to.
mm-hmm.
But I do little things. Like if we're going somewhere and it's raining, like if we're going to the casino or something and it's raining, I'll drop her off the door and then go park the car and come in and meet her.
That's nice.
But I'm not getting out and opening the door. Right.
Right.
I'm like just driving up to the door. Here you go. Get out.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a minute. Right. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's completely dead. I think it's definitely injured.
I think that we as men, and if you're listening to this, you need to step up your game. I think we need to step up our game. I think we need to bring this thing back, 50 years.
Yeah.
To where men really just played a man's role and took care of their woman as long as they'll allow you to.
Right.
You have to have that conversation. You have to have those boundaries. You got to have an understanding.
It's tough. I don't envy the dating pool right now.
No.
Rapid fire. You ready?
Let's go.
Top 5 most populated U.S. cities.
Oh, number 1.
Number 1.
New York.
Yes.
Number 2.
Yeah.
L.A.
Oh, my goodness. You're on it.
Number 3. Dallas.
No.
Miami.
No. North.
Ooh.
North.
Mm-hmm. Seattle?
No. Midwest North.
Midwest North. It's not Cincinnati. It's
not Cincinnati.
Columbus.
North of Cincinnati, not Ohio.
Detroit?
Not Michigan.
All right, give me a
Go
hint.
west.
West of Michigan. Oh, Chicago.
There it is.
There
we
go.
All right. You got 2 more.
Good thing I know geography a little bit.
I had to think about where's Chicago from.
Right.
Am I telling him the right direction?
Wichita, Kansas.
Not even
I'm
not a
joking.
thing. No.
I you know what? I'm gonna go revisit Dallas.
Okay, so wrong city, right state.
Oh, what's more populated than Dallas in Texas?
It has an NFL team.
Houston.
Yep.
Okay. And let's go back to Miami.
Nope. Go west.
West of Miami.
Hot still. Hot city.
New Orleans?
No, hot city, west. Like, doesn't have a winner.
Oh. Phoenix.
Yep.
Hey!
I think that's enough for today. I think Naeem and I have dug ourselves a deep enough hole.
Yeah.
Luckily, our wives won't see or hear this for a while, so
yeah,
we're good for a couple of days.
We love you all. Don't get us wrong.
Right.
All right.
But sometimes we just want to be toxic. Or no, we don't want to be toxic.
No.
No toxic.
Let's not be toxic.
All right. We're not going to be toxic.
See ya.
All right. See you guys.
Love you guys.